When grounding a 1900 box with stranded wire, it is not permissible to use a washer under the 10/32 screw head. The requirement for a direct connection between the screw and the bare conductor is based on ensuring a reliable and low-impedance grounding path, which is crucial for safety and proper functioning of electrical systems. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, sets the standard for safe electrical installations and provides guidelines for proper grounding techniques. The NEC addresses grounding and bonding requirements in Article 250. This article outlines the methods for ensuring a continuous and effective ground fault current path. Section 250.8 specifically addresses the connection of grounding and bonding equipment. It emphasizes the need for secure and effective electrical connections. Using a washer between the screw head and the stranded wire introduces several potential issues. Firstly, it compromises the direct contact required for a reliable electrical connection. The washer acts as an intermediary material, reducing the contact area between the screw and the conductor. This can lead to increased resistance at the connection point. Higher resistance impedes the flow of fault current, which is the current that flows during a ground fault condition. A ground fault occurs when an ungrounded conductor comes into contact with a grounded surface, such as a metal enclosure. The purpose of grounding is to provide a low-impedance path for this fault current to return to the source, typically the transformer or the service panel. This low-impedance path facilitates the rapid operation of overcurrent protective devices, such as circuit breakers or fuses. These devices interrupt the flow of current, preventing further damage or hazards. If the grounding connection is compromised by the presence of a washer, the increased resistance can prevent the overcurrent protective device from operating quickly enough. This delay can result in a buildup of heat, potentially leading to a fire. Secondly, the washer may not provide a consistent contact pressure across all the strands of the wire. Stranded wire consists of multiple individual strands of conductor twisted together. When the screw is tightened directly onto the bare stranded wire, it deforms the strands, creating a large contact area and ensuring that each strand is securely connected. A washer, however, can distribute the pressure unevenly, potentially causing some strands to become loose or disconnected over time. This can further increase the resistance of the connection and compromise its reliability. Thirdly, the use of a washer introduces the possibility of corrosion. Dissimilar metals in contact with each other can create a galvanic reaction in the presence of moisture. If the washer is made of a different metal than the screw or the conductor, this reaction can lead to corrosion, which further degrades the electrical connection. Corrosion increases resistance, reduces the mechanical strength of the connection, and can eventually lead to failure. To ensure a proper grounding connection with stranded wire, the screw should be tightened directly onto the bare conductor, without any intervening materials. The screw should be tightened to the appropriate torque specified by the manufacturer of the 1900 box or the grounding screw. Proper torque ensures that the connection is mechanically sound and provides adequate contact pressure. The bare conductor should be clean and free of any contaminants such as dirt, oil, or corrosion. These contaminants can interfere with the electrical connection and increase resistance. If the conductor is corroded, it should be cleaned with a wire brush or other suitable cleaning tool before making the connection. The grounding screw should be specifically listed for grounding purposes. These screws are typically made of corrosion-resistant materials, such as stainless steel or brass, and are designed to provide a secure and reliable connection. The grounding screw should be properly sized for the conductor being used. Using an undersized screw can result in inadequate contact pressure, while using an oversized screw can damage the conductor. The 1900 box should be properly grounded to the building grounding system. This can be achieved by connecting a grounding conductor from the box to the equipment grounding conductor in the circuit. The equipment grounding conductor is a dedicated grounding wire that runs with the circuit conductors and is connected to the grounding busbar in the service panel. The grounding busbar is connected to the grounding electrode system, which typically consists of ground rods, ground plates, or the metal frame of the building. The grounding electrode system provides a direct connection to the earth, ensuring that the building is properly grounded. The National Electrical Code provides specific requirements for the size of the equipment grounding conductor based on the size of the circuit conductors. These requirements are outlined in NEC Table 250.122. The equipment grounding conductor must be sized large enough to safely carry the maximum ground fault current that could occur in the circuit. In addition to the equipment grounding conductor, the 1900 box should also be bonded to any metal raceways or enclosures that contain the circuit conductors. Bonding is the process of connecting metal parts together to create a continuous electrical path. This helps to minimize voltage differences between metal parts and reduces the risk of electric shock. Bonding can be achieved by using bonding jumpers, which are short lengths of wire that connect the metal parts together. The NEC provides specific requirements for bonding in Article 250. These requirements ensure that all metal parts are properly bonded together to create a safe and effective grounding system. In summary, when grounding a 1900 box with stranded wire, it is essential to follow the requirements of the National Electrical Code and ensure a direct, secure, and low-impedance connection between the screw and the bare conductor. The use of a washer under the screw head is not permitted, as it can compromise the reliability of the connection and increase the risk of electrical hazards. Proper grounding and bonding techniques are crucial for protecting people and property from electrical shock and fire. When working with electrical systems, it is always important to consult with a qualified electrician and follow all applicable codes and regulations. This will help to ensure that the electrical installation is safe and compliant. The NEC is updated every 3 years, so it is important to stay current with the latest edition. The NEC is available for purchase from the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, and other sources. It is also available online through various subscription services. Staying informed about the NEC and other relevant codes and standards is essential for anyone working with electrical systems. Firstly, ensure the electrical system is de-energized before working on it. Secondly, use appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, such as gloves and safety glasses. Thirdly, never work alone on electrical systems. Fourthly, always follow the manufacturer's instructions for any electrical equipment or components being installed. Fifthly, if unsure about any aspect of the electrical installation, consult with a qualified electrician. Sixthly, properly torque all connections to the manufacturer's specification. Seventhly, visually inspect all connections to ensure they are secure and free of corrosion. Eighthly, test the grounding system to ensure it is functioning properly. Ninthly, document all electrical work that is performed. Tenthly, keep the electrical system clean and free of debris. By following these safety precautions, it is possible to minimize the risk of electrical hazards and ensure a safe and reliable electrical installation. The information provided is for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Always consult with a qualified electrician before working on electrical systems. Grounding serves several critical functions in electrical systems. 1. It protects against electrical shock by providing a low impedance path for fault current to return to the source. 2. It helps to stabilize voltage levels by providing a reference point for the electrical system. 3. It minimizes electrical noise and interference by providing a path for unwanted currents to flow to ground. 4. It protects against lightning strikes by providing a path for lightning current to dissipate into the earth. 5. It helps to prevent the buildup of static electricity, which can be a fire hazard in certain environments. A properly designed and installed grounding system is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. The grounding system should be inspected regularly to ensure that it is functioning properly. The inspection should include checking the condition of the grounding conductors, the grounding electrodes, and the connections between them. Any damaged or corroded component should be replaced immediately. The grounding system should also be tested periodically to verify that it is providing a low impedance path to ground. The testing should be performed by a qualified electrician using appropriate test equipment. If the grounding system is not functioning properly, it should be repaired or upgraded as necessary. Proper grounding is a critical aspect of electrical safety and should not be overlooked. By following the guidelines of the National Electrical Code and consulting with a qualified electrician, it is possible to ensure that the electrical system is properly grounded and protected against electrical hazards. Remember to always prioritize safety when working with electrical systems and to consult with a qualified professional if unsure about any aspect of the installation or repair. Proper grounding protects lives and property and ensures the safe and reliable operation of electrical equipment.